Is it on? Testing. I'm embarrassed. Okay, I don't know why I'm embarrassed. First time I've had makeup on in the last 5 months, so that's good. You're making me so embarrassed.
What?
Go away. No. I have to start over. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This video will be all about having a C-section for those future moms out there that may be having this surgery. I wanted to give you guys some information, some advice as to what you can expect for this surgery. I'm not gonna go into great detail, but this will be short and sweet as to having a C-section and what it entails. And I am in JT Suits' office. He is watching Weston, so let's dive into this video. When you get the news that you have to have a C-section, don't freak out. So I am so thankful that I had a C-section. Having a C-section is probably a blessing. Realize that there is no other way that you can have this baby and that you will not feel any less having a C-section. What is ultimately important is you and your baby's safety. You will feel just as powerful as any other mom who had a natural birth, so do not worry about that. Honestly, it's probably easier, so you should feel thankful. And plus, there's pain meds involved. C-section because Weston was frank breeched and he was also 9.5 pounds, so there was no way that I was going to be able to have him naturally. I can't imagine that. I know that I looked up a bunch of things as to what to buy, how to prepare for this surgery, but honestly, the hospital will give you everything that you need. You do not need to buy anything. The only thing you may need to buy, no, you don't need to buy anything. The day of, obviously, you're gonna be a bunch of nerves. I wasn't gonna let my nerves exceed my excitement because this is the day that you will be meeting your child. So you don't want to look back and think of how nervous you were. You want to think back and feel so excited and thankful and happy. So just remember that. Whoever you have will be there in pre-op. They'll basically just, it'll be a nurse, probably the same nurse that will be going into surgery with you. Have any religious preferences? So if you want Jesus, you better ask for him at that point. They will insert your IV, will go into your wrist or your forearm. Ask for the numbing shot before. It is a tiny, tiny little needle. You won't even feel it, but then you 100% will not feel the IV. Throughout this entire process, you will be in the same room that you will be in after surgery. Your family and your spouse will be with you. Next thing is basically waiting for your turn to go into the operating room where you will walk yourself into a cold and metal sterile environment with literally a sliver of an operating table where you will be laying on. This was probably the most intimidating and anxious filled part, is that you literally have to walk yourself into the room where you will be cut. I thought I was gonna get a wheelchair. You'll be walking yourself. You will be alone. So you will be separated, and your significant other, your family member, they will be asked to put on a spacesuit to join you. They won't be joining you until literally the moment before the cut happens. The walk to the operating room to getting numb, you are alone. So that is why it is so hopeful that you guys have good nurses, because that is the only person / people that you will be with for the next half an hour, 40 minutes. You will see all the surgical tools. I recommend making a musical playlist, which I did, so that kind of brought my head, you know, back to this calming. I did very calm music, Veneers, Mumford & Sons. I thought about what song was gonna be playing as Weston was born, and so I put very calming and positive music on that playlist. I definitely recommend that. Then what next will happen will be you'll meet your anesthesiologist, who will be giving you the spinal tap. This was the most anxious filled part for me. I was really nervous. You read all these reviews online as to does it hurt, does it not? Yes, it kills. I didn't feel it. You know, it changes from person to person. My anesthesiologist was no BS. He told me, I thought I wasn't gonna feel a thing. I was like, okay, so you're gonna give me this and I'm not gonna feel anything, right? And he was like, no, you will feel pushing, pulling, tugging, moving all around. And I'm like, oh, well, great. I thought I was gonna be completely numb. What will happen is he will wipe your back, or he or she will wipe your back with very, very cold ointment, and they will give you basically the same type of numbing shot I recommended for the IV into your back. At this point, you want to be hugging your nurse. They will ask you to bend forward and kind of round your back, and so I recommend asking to hug a nurse, which I did. I was not shameful at all about that. He honestly was not that bad. I worked it up more in my head than how it actually felt. So if that is what you're most nervous for, it is really not a big deal. The numbing is beautiful. And what I remember is my legs slowly but surely going numb. I still feel my legs. I'm not gonna feel these, right? Because I was really anxious also for the initial cut. And they were like, no, Jess, you're not gonna feel anything. The nurse came up to me and she was like, did you feel that? And I was like, what? She goes, I just pinched the shit out of you with forceps. And I didn't feel a thing. Once you are completely numb, Justin enters the room, the significant other, and you're gonna think, oh shit, this shit's about to happen. So as soon as your family member, whoever is coming into the room, you can bet your bottom dollar that that cut is coming. It is coming within 2 to 5 minutes, but you will not feel a thing. The operation will take probably half an hour to 45 minutes, but your child will be born within 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes, you're gonna hear your baby cry. So as soon as you hear your baby cry, honestly, everything else goes out the window. You don't even know what is going on. And yes, you do feel like you're on a roller coaster ride, but you don't feel anything sharp. Nothing sharp, no pain. Your baby is born, you can have your baby on your chest, and it's just such a moment of happiness that you forget that you're in the middle of a major surgery. After the birth, like I said, your baby can be on your chest. You can say no, take my baby, do, the necessary tests. You can do both. I did both. I had him initially, and then I was like, okay, take him, get him ready, and then have him meet me in that room so I can start breastfeeding. Your significant other, your family member can go with the baby. So the baby's not alone, or they can stay with you. If you have 2 people, you can split them up, whatever you decide. So that is really awesome. It's like it is over before you know it, and then afterwards you're still numb, so there's no pain. After that, you are wheeled into what will be your permanent room for the next 4 to 5 days. And that is where most of your family will come and see you. The worst part about having a C-section is standing afterwards. And that is 100% the worst part. That is the part where you will feel some pain. It's not being strong and saying, I can do this myself, because I bet you can't. It hurts, but you do have to do it. You do have to get up and moving, walk your baby around the hospital. That is how you're gonna heal the quickest. Have a pain pill, 30 minutes before you do this, so it's like kicked in, and just push through it. But that will be the most painful part. But it's really nothing, because you're already done and you have your baby, so it's like you just know you're on the mend. I mean, if I have to say that that's the worst part of having a child, then I think we're all pretty lucky around here. So in the hospital, they will give you a girdle or whatever it's called to strap your parts back in place, a wrap thing. Take that home. They will give you literally the best mesh underwear to go over your scar, and pads. Nurses will rotate. They will go every like 4 to 6 hours. New nurse, new nurse, new nurse. And the nurses will stack up your pads and your underwear before they leave. So this is what you do. You put those pads and underwear in your suitcase, and then the new nurse comes and you say, I don't have any pads and underwear. And they're gonna be like, well, didn't the nurse before stack you? Be like, I don't know anything about that. All I know is that it's a bloody warfare in here. So that's what you have to do. And you have to just stock up on that, because that is what you will use. And they are the best underwears, they are the best pads, and they will get you through your entire mending period. They will also replace like towels, washcloths, the antibacterial soaps. Put all that stuff in your suitcase and ask for more. They can't refuse you. Baby blankets, burp cloths, all this stuff is replaceable, and you need it more than they do. Well, they might need it too, but you need it. And so all I'm saying is play dumb and take that shit. Still use some of that stuff to this day. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. You're gonna be in your room, establishing breastfeeding with your baby. There's nurses around the clock. You'll be on around the clock pain medication. They'll send you home with pain medication. Don't go crazy on it, because it does go in your breast milk and you don't want that. So just be mindful, but don't let yourself be in pain. Really do your walks, take whatever you can, and stay as long as you can in the hospital, because trust me, you want the people taking care of you. I hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being loyal to me these past 5 months. And more videos to come. Please give a thumbs up. All my social media and stuff will be below for you guys to follow, to like, and thank you for watching. Bye, La Familia.